guys, today we're gonna make a Raggedy Ann journal. So this is part of a template with another video we did. So when you open it up, you're gonna see two projects on this template, and it's in the description below the video, the link to the template. The template's gonna look like this to make this little journal. And so the first thing you're gonna do is just photocopy this off and cut it out, and let's get started with the pages. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 signatures, and the signature is a group of papers together that go inside this book. So I will show you how I'm gonna fold this, and then we'll put them in the book. So what I am using for this size journal is an 11 by 14.5 inch sheet of paper. I know that's just what I need. So it's 14.5 by 11 inches. So the first thing I'm gonna do is fold it in half and crease it. Then fold it in half the other way. And the better you get it lined up, the more even your pages are. Okay, so here's your 2 open ends. You're gonna bring each side up to the center. Let's turn it over and do that with this side. Okay, and this is what you want to do. And you're gonna see it looks like a floppy little hat here. And what we wanna do is cut right from there to right there. See that? Now you're going to bring it up like this and just refold your lines to make it nice and stiff. Then just maneuver your pages around. And give it some really good creases. And there we go. Now we have our 8 pages here. So do 3 of these up, and then we'll get them bound into the book. So I'm gonna take my cardstock journal cover, and I'm just gonna score some lines where I can see the binding is. But you could just eyeball it and just fold it. And so this looks like it's not quite 1/2 inch. Between 1/4 and 1/2. Fold my cardstock. And if you wanted the inside to have pretty paper, you could use like a heavy cardstock that's got a beautiful print on it, and then print on the white side and have the inside decorated with whatever the cardstock is. So I've got my 3 signatures here, and I have my book here. So one thing you want to keep in mind is you want them all to be at the exact right spot. So we are going to make little pin holes, 3 here and 3 here. So on this one, I went from about here to here. On this other one, I made it a lot longer and I wove through the binding. So depending how long you want your strings. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna go about the same. 1, 2, and 3. And then down here I'll do 1, 2, and 3. And I'm just using a needle. Then you line your pages up. And I'm just gonna draw a little line on each so I can see. Let me show you this. I don't know if you can see these little dot lines. Right there and there. So I'm going to open up into the center. So you have the 2 sheets on either side. And make a hole here. And make a hole here. And make sure you keep them facing the same direction. I know this is the top, so leave that at the top. And do the same with all 3 sets here. If you don't have the exact same amount on the top and the bottom, your book's going to be kind of cattywampus and it won't line up very nice. Okay, now I'm going to get my thread and sew them in. So I'm using it's like a wax linen thread. I think this is the type of thin cording that you would use when you do leather sewing with an awl, and they have that little tool that this goes through, but I'll actually go see exactly what it's called. But you could use any type of a heavy thread for this. So what I'm gonna do is start in the center and go in through here. I'm gonna go straight down through here. And right through the hole right here. And then I'm just going to knot this off. And you can leave your strings hanging or cut them or whatever you would like to do at this point. I have my first signature put in. And get to my next signature, and I start at the furthest to the right so then I can move forward and it's not in my way when I'm sewing the next ones in. So I'm going through the center here. Going through this hole here. I know I'll need just enough thread to knot it off. And then go through the second hole here. And so my third one in. Now, if you had a wider edge, you could add as many signatures in as you want or as few as you want. But just the concept and the idea is kind of fun because you can make it to whatever you need it to be. And I'll knot this off. Cut my strings. And you can see the fun little binding. So at this point, you can add little words like I did here, and I just used my my rub-on transfer words. You could wax your book if you wanted to, sand it. And all I did here was, if you were so inclined, is I just started my thread from the inside up and I went over, under, and then kept going all the way across. I'll do a few here to show you what I did. And it's just kind of a fun woven binding. So you would just do this all the way up, and then you could have a fun binding up there too, or just leave it just the way it is. Okay, so when I made this book, here's the template, and like I said, I found to fill in this book, when I folded up, I used 11 by 14 and a half, and I know that's an odd size. That's just what worked. So I took an 11 by 17 piece and cut it down, or you can just get any sort of copy paper or newsprint and cut it down to that size if you want it to fit in this exact size template. But whatever cover you use, whatever images you use, make up your own journals really quick, simple, fast, and have fun.